guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 682. Today is day 3 of our functional evaluation. If you guys haven't been following along, a couple days ago we started back and we took a unique way at evaluating the shoulder. We put ourselves into a functional position and we asked ourselves, do we even have adequate rotation or is it limited? And then what we did is we built upon that on day 2. We said, okay, if we don't have adequate external rotation, what could possibly be that limiting factor? And we distinguished between scapular rotators and some musculature that was located in the low back. And then we said, okay, if that was a deficit, at least we had a direction at which we can go ahead and start attacking and mobilizing. Today what we're looking at is the importance of evaluating past 90 degrees. If you guys have been following along, what you would notice is that each time we brought the shoulder up into 90 degrees of flexion. So the elbow came up to where we're at 90 degrees, and then we evaluated for external rotation right there. And we're able to use Francesca for all 3 days here, much so that you guys would have a unique, but what's the word I'm looking for? A consistent look, right? Consistent. So what we're doing today is we're talking about the importance of evaluating past 90 degrees of flexion. Because why is it exactly that we get into a front rack in the first place? It's so that we can catch a barbell in the bottom of a squat, basically during Olympic lifts, or I guess if we're front squatting. Either way, we're still going to end up where our torso ends up flexing forward, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Go ahead and jump into this pretend front rack position, all right? And now from right there, remember we evaluated right here yesterday at 90 degrees, which is great, right? And we looked at how much external rotation do we have right there. And we were looking at 45 degrees, and we were looking to get 45 degrees, and we we're using that knife edge of the forearm. But here, look at this. Go ahead down to the bottom of the squat. What happens right there, right? Hold this same shoulder angle, stand right back up, right? What happens right there is you notice is that we add a whole bunch of flexion to that shoulder. So really, where we need to evaluate the shoulder is way up here. So why did I start you guys down at 90 degrees? Well, it's really simple. Is we try to keep the shoulder at a position in which won't hurt you, and it's kind of like a neutralized position. So we need to start at the starting position, and then we get down to the bottom position. This is more challenging up here, so I promise you, if you don't have that rotation right there, you're definitely not going to have it up here, right? So step 3 of this functional shoulder evaluation is to bring that shoulder up into that 30 to 45 degrees of flexion. How do we know where we exactly want it? Well, we have the athlete get down into that squat position. Go ahead down in that squat position. And we look at where their shoulder is going to be to keep that barbell level. And then we hold that same shoulder, that same shoulder angle. For Francesca, this is going to be about 35, 40 degrees. Come on, back up. And we hold that same position, and now we reevaluate. Does she still have adequate rotation? In her case, she does, because she has a great front rack. However, what you're going to find for a lot of people is that the more shoulder flexion we bring into our front rack, the more limited that external rotation is going to be. And remember what we said yesterday is that if we continue to get limitation with shoulder flexion, we need to look a lot into the back musculature like the lats. Rather than if we have perfect rotation independent of the amount of shoulder flexion, then we need to look a little bit more into the scapular rotators like the subscap. Okay, guys, I hope this distinguishes a little bit for you guys, and I hope it really helps you out. So until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.